Part 10. I'm actually really enjoying this novel so far. It's a nice break from the splatterpunk genre, as I respect the art of words and visuals. I'm now starting to have nightmares in regards to a lot of these themes. So this is kind of a calm down from that. But anyway, so Marcos left his sister's house in a steam of rage. He goes to blow off some steam at the abandoned zoo, a place of nostalgia for him. The book deeply describes the graffiti all over the walls, the broken kiosks of information about what animals have been kept in some of these enclosures. Very verbal visuals of just how run down and abandoned this place is. Beautiful. Took me on an adventure there for a bit. He walks by the old aviary where all the birds were kept, and he just thinks to himself, I wish I could bring my son to the zoo. If there was a zoo to show my son, I wish he could see it. It's still beautiful. And as I listened and took notes, I wrote down this one quote that was graffitied on the wall. I thought it was really fascinating, and it paints a good picture of the verbiage used in the book. As Marco sits down, lights a cigarette, and he kind of looks up at the wall, he sees a spray-painted, Venetian mask and words under it. And to quote the book, "The mask of apparent calm, of mundane tranquility, the joy at once small and bright, of not knowing when this thing called skin will be ripped off, when this thing I call mouth will lose the flesh that surrounds it, when the things I call eyes come upon the black silence of the knife." And in beneath that quote is also spray painted the words "black market" and "meat with the first and last name tastes the best." I thought that was kind of morbidly poetic. So Marcos gets up and continues walking around the enclosures where the serpents used to be kept. Glass walls, some shattered glass encasings. And then he heard whimpering. And this little bit in the story, he finds 4 puppies within this enclosure. Without thinking, he crawls immediately inside where these 4 very tiny puppies are squirming around in the enclosure. Of course, there are no snakes to be had since they all kind of left, but there are puppies in there. And in this little montage scene, you see Marcos playing and picking up and kissing and hugging these 4 little black puppies. They've never seen people before since animals have been alienated from all of the public eye. But Marcos immediately holds them and kisses them and hugs them and plays with them with sticks, and just deprived of animal love, this man hasn't felt much throughout the whole book, but he took laughing and crying and everything in his soul to play with these tiny little puppies. We get a flashback of his own dogs he had before the virus outbreak. Very wise animals, he describes his love for them and how his father rescued them. Their animalistic behaviors of pure love and joy that you get from owning dogs. And the hurt and heartbreak that he had to go through when he actually had to kill his dogs because of the viral outbreak. He wanted to release them into the wild so he didn't have to do that. But he knew if he did, other people would hunt them down, or worse could happen. And the death of his dogs still hang tight and traumatize him. And he believes that the loss of his father's favorite dog was kind of the catalyst for the decline of his mental health. When he had to put his own dogs down, he specifically buried them under a very big and special tree in their yard, or they would play around and, chase things up the tree. That was his little shrine for his family members. And he reminisced about his own dogs as he was playing with these little puppies. He named all 4 dogs: Jagger, Watts, Richards, and Wood. I don't know the significance of those names, but he picked them out specifically. As he spends an extended amount of time playing with these dogs, he realizes the parents aren't nearby. The puppies start acting weird, and Marcos looks up as a pack of dogs come into the enclosure. A whole chase scene ensues, and he wanted to take the puppies with him, but he knew he couldn't. So he fled real quick as the dogs chased him through the zoo, got in his car, and he left. And at the last, first part of the book, a storm rolls in as Marcos gets home. He goes to check on the female in the barn and realizes, man, I gotta clean her up. I gotta give her a bath. I gotta wash her. It's starting to smell bad. And it begins raining outside. Oh joy, opportunity. Let's just clean her up. And this scene of the book was a very, I don't know how to describe it. It was touching, gentle, written with love and care. He took the FGP out of the barn, and she's scared. She's never touched rain before. She doesn't know what's going on. He brings out, shampoos and conditioners and soaps, and with the most amount of care that has been put into just, I don't know, this book. He cleans her. He just washes her hair and cleans her like she's some sort of rare antique item. He specifically cleaned off all of the FGP labels that have been written all over her body. When she got scared, he would pat her head, sing to her to calm her down, and she did. She would kind of look up at him and make sure, she's always kind of watching what he's doing, and he was just cleaning her. And then there was a part where she is branded on the forehead of, I believe it's the FGP label, and he kisses her on the forehead of that mark because he knew that that mark, the branding, was excruciatingly painful for her. So he kissed it because he knew that was so painful for her. And then, of course, this very touching scene turned into, to quote the book, he knows what he's about to do is prohibited. Homeboy takes his pants off, and he spiced it up with the FGP. And then part 1 of the book ends, and now we're on the second part.